I'm over here just bebopping away. What's up, everybody? It's Poor Decisions.
Poor Decisions. We back, baby.
Hold on. I gotta make sure something works here.
Oh, I love that so much.
I added it. So now we got
So
yeah.
Ooh, wee.
So now we can get even more ridiculous. Nigel ain't got nothing on
I'm
us
here for
in
it,
sounds.
Man. Yeah. We got all the sounds.
Yeah, he's been slacking.
Yeah.
And I'm really annoying with sounds and stuff. And
Hey, I'm here for it, dude.
Knowing
I am here for it.
just the obscure pop references and shit like that. So,
so this is a podcast in progress, as always.
In progress, yes. Poor Decisions is the name of it.
I am Connor.
And I am Brian.
And how are you, sir?
We
didn't record last week, so...
We didn't.
It's good to get back into it,
Yeah. I always enjoy being able to record, each week. But
yeah, me too.
Obviously, if there's weeks that we can't be able to record. Because, we already got the episode for the next week. And then, so this one will be coming out in the following week. But depending on when you're listening to this, you're not going to really know.
We're getting closer and closer to a weekly release.
Yeah, right now we're like one
week. Yeah, 1 week ahead.
Because we're after this episode, as we're recording this one, we're going to do a quick little video because we're out of videos to be able to.
That's crazy, man.
Upload. Yeah, and we did because we did the 3. We did three.
We did
and then we did 1.
Yeah,
and now I've released. I mean, some of those I released within a couple days of each other.
Yeah,
but we've gotten into the idea of a schedule. And
I think they've been well received, on Insta.
Yeah.
Our reels are doing pretty well.
Yeah. I would agree. And they're slowly growing, each one we release. Sometimes it does well, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But, we're having fun with it and we're figuring things out. And eventually, we'll
Hey, as long as we're having fun, man, that's what it's about.
Yeah, the podcast as a whole is over 1,000 downloads now, too.
That's wild.
Some of those go back to the original iteration, but we are coming very close, just as Poor Decisions as it stands, is over 1,000.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because we're coming up on a year in a couple months, man.
Because this will be episode 44, I believe. Yeah.
And we started recording late January of 24.
Yeah, this will be episode 44. Our very first episode we released, if you don't count the trailer, we released February 9th.
Wow.
Was the very first episode. So, yeah.
Hey, man, we're doing all right. We're getting there. We're doing the job. We're doing the work.
We're doing the work.
That being said,
I was just going to say,
how about a beer?
You need to hit that button. Yes. So, for that glass, I figured this beer would probably be better because we're not going to do the video on this one.
Oh yeah, nice.
But figured we should definitely try this one on the podcast. And I've tried this one too, but I don't think you've tried this one.
You gave me one of those.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I think it was my first brew day when I did the red ale that I cracked this open and drank it while I was brewing beer.
Yeah,
it's solid, man.
Yeah, it's not my favorite Witbeir, but so it's Vine Street's Witbeir that they did in collaboration with I can't remember who this one was, but it was for their beer fest called Hip Hop's.
I think it just says KC Beer Meisters.
Oh, that's what it was.
So
it's a whole.
It's not the 816 pack, folks.
They did two.
Yeah, they did that porter.
Yeah, they did 2 collabs, and the porter we did as a video.
Oh, dude, that porter was so good, man.
That video really was well received as well.
That was one of my favorite porters I've had in a long time.
Yeah, and I just like the idea of the pre-prohibition style porter too.
Yeah, same. I think that might be my next brew because I did a
porter.
Yeah.
Nice.
What did I do? I did a black rye IPA.
Yeah.
So that one should be fun. I sent you a video of the bubbles today. It's a happy beer right now.
That was the one. That was the.
That's what I brewed yesterday.
Yeah, and what did you brew yesterday again? I'm sorry.
The black rye IPA.
Okay, I'm trying to.
Yeah, no, I see that. I see that.
Not sure what the hell's going on, but anyway.
Ooh, we have a podcast cat coming down here.
Yeah. So Layla is actually
Oh, don't jump! Don't do it.
no, she will.
I see you. I'll pet you.
She's a little whore.
I'll give you some scritches.
Some screechies.
Well, cheers, sir.
Cheers. It smells a little bit better than I remember, but I guess I didn't get a good smell on it before. It's like before when I had it before, it was in a freaking like
one of
little
the
sample cup things.
I mean, it smells like a wit beer. Like it's solid, man. I like Belgian wits.
It's got solid taste.
It's not as banana-y.
I don't think I don't think I'm a big wit beer fan.
I don't
think
like.
that's my problem.
What's funny is I don't really like American wheat beers, but I enjoy like German and Belgian wheat beers, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
I think there's more like complexity to these than there are in American like wheat beers.
I feel like American wheats are very simple, but I mean, if you think about it, like German beers are
pretty simple too.
Pretty freaking
but
simple, yeah.
Tasty as hell.
Yeah,
they execute them extremely well.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, so Ellie kind of called me out because apparently I responded to his comments, but we didn't respond to him in episode format.
Oh, well, Ellie, we're so sorry.
So I mean, this goes all the way back to like episodes 32. He in one. It was one, we were talking about like the fictional songs or whatever, and he said that Scotty doesn't know is the best movie song.
It's the best like fake song in a movie by a fake band.
And that really is a good one.
Yeah.
And there's a whole generation that doesn't know.
They still don't know.
Yeah, that Scotty doesn't know.
No.
And then we did another one. We were talking about horror
movies. Yeah.
And he said his favorite horror film is the Fourth Kind, alien abduction movies.
I don't know what that
means.
So
like Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, yeah.
Probably stuff like that. Or just like, any sort of alien type of movies. Probably like Signs and stuff like that.
Man, I really want to like Signs.
I never really watched it.
I really want to like it.
Didn't really care for the idea or the concept of it.
Well, and just like the execution of the M. Night Shyamalan twist, where it was just like these aliens that are just kind of like meandering around or taken out by like half-drank cups of water in this house.
Really?
Like that's it, dude. Like that's all it takes.
Makes me glad I didn't ever watch that.
It's not a good movie.
I know we do have another thing of fan mail, and it wasn't necessarily related to the podcast, but this one's coming from Chad, and he was talking about how we should try and convince Nolan to do a new series and call it Beer GPT, and then just use all the descriptors
for it, from Chat GPT
to put
make
into
a
Chat
beer.
GPT and then request a name.
Ooh,
and actually, I did that for the last episode.
Maybe my next homebrew will just be a Chat GPT beer.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna kind of start doing that for episode names unless we come up with a name. So like the last episode, this is episode 44, but episode 43, I put everything that we typed in about, and it says Batman's Bad Guys Biodome and Counting to 3.
That's amazing.
That was one of the names that came up with. I'm like, yeah, that one works.
That's actually really good.
So I'm like, all right, it works. Because I went into it and it was, the first thing is like, what can I help you with? I'm like, episode name, and it says, could you clarify episode name? Are you looking for a title of a TV show, a podcast, or something else? And I said, new name for episode. And it said, well, just give us a couple of things. And I put down there podcast, new recording time, read some fan mail, Biodome movie, Batman, villains, ranked, tangents, and counting to 3. And so the other names that it came up with was Rewind and Rank, from Biodome to Batman.
I kind of like that.
That is a good name. Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, and I haven't messed with Chat GPT.
Neither have I.
Quite a bit.
I didn't know that it was also like. This sounds ignorant for me to say this right now, but I didn't know you could just like go to a fucking URL.
Yeah, chatgpt.com. Yeah, that easy. All right, Cat. No, ma'am. All right, then it was like fan mail, villains, and tangents, counting to 3, Batman, Biodome, and listener letters, villains, views, and new vibes.
I like that too. I like the alliteration is nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Then we got, excuse you, ma'am, Cat. It says ranked Batman's worst, Biodome, and fan feedback. let me see, fan mail and the villainous countdown.
I kind of like that one too.
The one we went with. Then we had time to record, Batman, villains, and listener love. And we had fan mail and a bat-load of tangents.
That's good too.
That would have been a
There's like 3 really good names in that.
I know, and I'm like, I went ahead and went with this one because
ChatGPT, I've underestimated you.
Yeah, so probably use that.
Yeah, for sure.
Certain, coming up with names of episodes and stuff, and maybe Chad will try and convince Nolan to do so for beers.
Well, and I've it's just so funny because I've never really used it.
Neither have I. I did some AI stuff.
I remember when ChatGPT first came onto the scene, and I was just like, oh yeah, give me like a, I jokingly was just like, hey, write my vows, and I'm just like, oh fuck, these are actually pretty good.
It's like, motherfucker. It's like, didn't spell my name right, but because we've established that it does not like to spell our names right.
No, you're with an I,
and you're with two
N's.
And sometimes an E. And
yeah.
Conor.
God.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for anyone out there named Conor that's spelled with an E. You're not a real one.
You're not a real one. Love you, Connors. We love all the Connors.
Except for the ones with the E's.
And Conors.
I don't trust you.
Connors.
Conors. I don't trust them.
All right. Fair enough. I'm not going to say I don't trust other Bryans. Because there's 2 different spellings of Brian as well.
Well, Gina's dad's name is Brian, spelled Bryon, so with an O.
Okay, so that's a different one.
Which is a new one.
That's more of a Byron or Byron.
Brian, but it's Brian.
Yeah, and
Brian.
But when in my Scott trip, we had 5 Bryans.
Good God.
At one point, and 3 different spellings. And so we had, with a Y. We had with an I, and then we had IE.
Like E at the end?
No, it was BRIEN.
Brian?
Brian. But it was Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah. So, anyway, what movie did you guys watch?
We didn't do a movie last night.
You didn't do a movie last night?
No.
What the hell?
So Gina was doing her best friend is getting married this year, so they did, a dress thing, and so she didn't get home until like after 7 or 8.
Yeah,
and she went out and had sushi with her friend Bailey, and whomever else was with them, and I'm just like, well, okay, I guess I'll just watch football. So I watched, the Chiefs-Bills game, and then, man. Not as bad as the. I don't want to talk about the Bears game.
I was wondering how somebody literally
dude,
posted a story. I think it was Dylan posted a story, and he was just like, "Has anybody checked up on Conor?"
God damn it!
And I haven't seen an update about the whole punt thing yet.
About what?
The punter, having more yards or.
Right, yeah.
I mean, they had it. It looked like a
man.
I had it on in.
Good.
It just fell away from them.
It was the same shit that happened when they lost to the Commanders. Caleb Williams took the team on his shoulders, drove downfield, did all he could do to set them up to win the game, and then. The team is cursed, man. I'm convinced. This team is cursed.
And maybe that's actually, what it is now is like...
they haven't beat the Packers in over 2,000 days.
Yeah, I saw that. They were talking about that earlier, and I'm just like, holy cow, that's insane.
It's sad. I was... luckily, she was not home when I was watching the game.
Well, that is good.
I kind of felt sorry for Daisy. I'm just like, I'm not yelling at you, Daisy. I swear to God, I'm not yelling at you.
I'm sorry, Dad. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry.
And oh my God, that punt. I couldn't watch the punt, the field goal attempt. I couldn't watch the field goal attempt because I'm just like, I don't feel good about this. I just don't.
And did you end up seeing the?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Former Chiefs kicker.
Yeah. Cairo Santos.
Yeah, I mean, he put in, it looked like a good kick.
Well, and my issue, I guess a lot of people are going to I feel like a lot of Bears fans feel this way. There was at one point they were just like eating up the clock with like 30 seconds left. They weren't like making any progress to make a play, to add any like to add 5 yards, to add 6, to add something.
Well, see, and I was questioning why the hell did they not like I mean, it ended up working out for the Packers, but like it was 4th and goal, and they were on the 6-yard line and fell short. I'm like, why didn't you just kick the field goal, put it within 2?
Yeah.
I'm like, that tells me that you're not confident in being able to stop Chicago from scoring again.
Yeah, I was shocked when that happened. I felt the same way. I'm just like, wow, they didn't try to ice the game at that point because they would have won.
Because they would have put them within 2.
Yeah.
But then, again, like I thought, it's like they're expecting Chicago to just run down the field and score again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but still, like if you can run down and it still puts you within 2, but I'm like, they didn't convert it. So I'm like, okay, now you're down by 5.
Yeah.
And so then they end up, holding the Bears.
Like the fact that the Bears were able to stop them on that drive and, set up Caleb to go downfield.
Have a chance. Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I'm like, this is the game. Because they're going to win.
Yeah, if they would have extended the lead, I mean, even a field goal by Chicago at that point puts you at 8.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because they were up by 5.
No, it was still 20 to 19?
But I'm saying if the Bears would have been able to then run it down the field, because they were up by 5.
Yeah.
And Green Bay didn't kick a field goal. If the Bears were able to run it down and just get a field goal, then that would have put them up by 5 or 8.
Yeah. Man, that's so disappointing, dude. I don't know why I'm still a fan. I don't know why, dude. God damn.
Mean, you could ask a lot of Chicago Cubs fans that for, the hundreds of years.
I saw some stat about like all the major like sports teams in Chicago this past year. None of them have a winning record.
Ooh,
and I'm just like, oh god, that's like, let's not talk about the historic White Sox.
And how
just
bad that was.
Just shy of history.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip this song.
But I mean, that being said, tough day yesterday for Kansas City sports fans with the Chiefs losing and Current losing.
Yeah, I mean, and like some people ask me like, why don't you have the
Current game on?
The Chiefs game on. Like I had the Current game on after the Bears game finished. I put on the Current game. I was watching the Current game, and then once
there's more on the line in that game.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling people. I'm like, well, this is a semifinal. If they win and they go to the championship. Once they went down 3-1, I was like, yeah. And there was like less than 10 minutes left of the game. I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and change it. So we did a big Batman thing in the last episode. I was going to bring it back to some Lego stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This episode.
Here we go.
I came across this article on Ranker. I mean, I follow Ranker on Facebook, and and then so like I'll see like it's like clickbait things, but I look at it and then I pull it up and I'm like, okay, this one seems interesting. So it's the biggest controversies involving Legos. It'd be Lego, but whatever. I digress. So apparently, a Lego magazine implied girls would stick out like sore thumbs amongst scientists. I think if they, it says Lego was criticized in late 2019 for a comic strip in Kids Magazine, which showed a group of girls trying to get into a research lab in the comic. The girls decided they can't sneak into the lab because they would stick out like sore thumbs. Instead, they dress up as bakers. The comic was immediately criticized for its sexism.
Yikes. And that was published by Lego?
Apparently.
That's a bad look, Lego.
I know. A Lego, I think they made like a comic book strip, so it looked bad. And maybe it wasn't by Lego, it was using Lego.
Yeah.
So,
still,
by proxy.
The affiliation. Yeah.
A Lego construction worker sticker allegedly promoted catcalling. All right. We have.
Are they supposed to be like a progressive company? Like what?
I mean, Swedish as well, but you got to think like in the 80s, like earlier or whatever, like smoking was encouraged. I mean,
That's fair.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, obviously we know better now.
Yeah, through the lens of 2024.
Yeah, like as we've progressed, like things have gotten better. So
I still think it's crazy. Like, you'd mentioned smoking just now, and like when I was a kid, even in high school, it was just like smoking or non-smoking, and I'm just like, this is still an option. That's 2008.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what the fuck? At IHOPs, they still had smoking sections. Crazy.
Yeah, and I think there's still a lot of places that are grandfathered in, like bars and stuff.
Well, I
so
think
like
one
they
of
never
those-
changed the ownership. It's just like because then they wouldn't have the grandfather in aspect anymore to be able to smoke. So it's literally like, oh yeah, somebody else owns it or runs it, but it's still the same owners.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that's a very gray area.
Well, when we, my buddy Max, shout out to Max, who took me down to the Ozarks back in July for like my bachelor party or whatever. We walked into a bar, and it's like it's a poppin' Saturday night, dude. Like it's the main strip of this area, and like everyone's out, drinking and having a good time, and we're just like, oh, this place seems dead. Let's go in here and have a beer. The moment we walk in, you're just hit with a wave of cigarette smoke.
Just like,
and
nope,
we're just
I'm
like,
out.
okay, well, let's leave. We know why no one's in here because it smells like a goddamn ashtray.
And they probably have a core group of regulars.
Oh yeah,
that,
the people that were at the bar were like boomers. They were in their 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
drinking their Bud Lights and
see, and that's the bad thing is like you're literally like going to kill your business by not trying to grow or do something different. Because like once your clientele goes away,
good luck.
Then you're not going to be able to survive.
Yeah,
it's like 80% of business is repeat business. 20% of it is new people. But if you completely negate that 20%, that 80% will also continuously reduce. Like it'll still be consistently 80%, but you're going to have less and less and less.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be the point where it's like, okay, my 80% is 100%. Like that's great numbers. Except for, when you have 1,000 people and that 1,000 people that consistently come, slowly reduces down to 900, 800, 700, you know.
Like I just like that's such a weird thing still to be like, oh, you can smoke inside.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone wants to be around it.
Well, and I know like, there's been, people sometimes vape inside too. And like, I know that's a whole gray area. And like, I rather it not happen.
Same.
And but like in like cornhole people, because the amount of cornhole stuff I do, like over half of them are still smokers.
Yeah.
And so I get a lot of people that have, they've stopped smoking,
but
they're vaping. And so they just vape inside. And it's just like, can we not, please? I mean,
I'd rather have that than smoking cigarettes,
And very true.
Which
and so
I feel like is it dying? Like is
the cigarettes? Well, because cigarettes are so damn expensive now.
Yeah. I mean, the tobacco industry still controls like vaping, so it's just a different.
Any of the smarter companies are probably making a secondary company that is for vaping, and then it'll be like I don't know any of the vaping companies. It's going to be like Brondo, owned by Marlboro or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah. So number 3, it says that Lego described one toy as a derogatory term for the learning disabled. Sorry, my freaking thing jumped on.
What did they even call it? I want to know.
In 2015, Lego released a new toy named Turg, which was described on the company's website as both an experiment that's gone very, very wrong and part frog, part chicken, part back of the bus window licker.
Oh my God.
The term window licker is typically seen as a derogatory term for people with learning disabilities.
Wow.
Leading to Lego making a public apology and removing the language from its website. You trying to get a picture of the kitty?
Trying to get a video to send Gina.
You can have her. You want another cat?
No.
Jen's gonna be like, go listen to this episode. Like, no, you cannot get rid of my cat. Let me see, just scrolling through here. Lego sponsored a Lego concentration camp with skeletons portraying the prisoners. In 1996, Polish artist, I am not going to say that name, created a Lego set that depicted a concentration camp from the Holocaust.
Oh my God.
Although Lego initially sponsored the project, the company attempted to stop the artist from exhibiting the set, then later reversed its position. The set was criticized for making light of the Holocaust, especially by including Lego skeletons to depict the camp's victims.
Did they add like little flames for the, for the rooms to burn people in?
I don't think so. Let's see. Lego Friends, a line geared towards girls, focused on sexist stereotypes. In 2012, Time editor Ruth Davis Kronsberg wrote that the sexist stereotypes depicted in Lego, then a new line called Lego Friends, which featured almost exclusively female characters. The editor pointed out how Lego had begun marketing more towards boys in 2004, and the single for girls line of products was extremely gendered.
Wow. Hey man, nobody's perfect.
No,
not even Lego.
No, like everybody makes their bad, makes mistakes and stuff too. And I mean, overall, I think everybody still enjoys Lego. And it's not
yeah.
Like, I think we talked about like, Lego almost, went bankrupt, in like, was like the late 90s until Bionicle.
Well, and then, what's funny is, they were just like, well, it's not for adults. It's for kids. But like adults are the ones with the money. So
yeah,
appeal to them as well. Because kids can't make money.
No. And I think Lego, if you wanted the kids to get into it, they would need to make the kid-specific stuff cheaper.
Yeah, that's not
because Lego's not cheap.
No.
But, like, I think you'd almost be better off, like, making some of the kid stuff a little bit cheaper. Make some of the stuff that the adults are going to be buying a little bit more expensive then.
Yeah.
Because, again, if adults want it, like, we've bought some of the Batman stuff, and I've been looking at a couple other things as well.
Yeah.
And so it's like
we
would spend a little extra money on that stuff, but like if you're trying to get a new generation, kind of like that whole talk of, being at the bar, right? That one bar, it's like it was all regulars. It's like, I mean, and Lego's not struggling to get new customers.
No, not at all.
But I think if you wanted to see a huge impact, it's like make some cheaper Lego.
Yeah.
And I guess like Duplo is kind of that, but like even that stuff is,
that's for kids.
It's for little kids, and but that stuff's not cheap either.
No. It's plastic. Why is it so expensive? I don't get it.
Because it's dinosaurs. Because we're buying dinosaurs.
Yeah, it is.
Remember that thing?
Yeah. He must be thinking about other women.
It's like if dinosaurs died and turned into oil, and then that oil was then turned into plastics, which is then made into Lego, a Lego dinosaur is actually a dinosaur.
It's flawless. That logic is flawless.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, what else should we get into? We should probably get into another beer.
How about a beer?
Yes, let's do that.
Let's get into one of the M's. Did I just kick you?
I don't know. That's fine. I'm not. It didn't hurt.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
I'm quite all right.
'Tis but a scratch.
I'm not dead yet.
You shall not have been mortally wounded in vain. Actually, I'm getting better.
I'm much better now. Yeah, nonsense. You'll be dead in just a matter of moments. Excuse me. Can you give me a hand here? Oh, yeah. Gunk. Same time next week? Yep. All right. So this one's also a Vine Street beer. It's a very full beer.
That is a proper 16-ounce.
Yes. So this one is actually one of their their own beers. Cat ran back behind you. So it is. It actually is in collaboration though with Rizoma. Not sure who that.
I don't know who or what that is.
I'm not sure what that is either. But I think it was some Rizoma liquid creators or creations. So I think it's like a specific beer company, but it's called Game Recognized Game. It is a golden ale.
So so Riz, right? Charisma, Riz, Rizoma. I don't know what that is.
Maybe
it's got to be something there. Right?
There's something there, and I remember seeing something when they first came out with it because this beer's been out for a little bit now. But I didn't have many cold beers. Ran to the store right before we recorded, but they're in the freezer right now.
It's a golden ale. All right.
Yeah. And I know that I brought in some of this stuff too, and I think I gave you one of these too, if I recall.
No, not one of these ones.
Okay, well I think I gave Nigel.
It was the porter and the Witbeir.
Okay, for some reason, because I know I had brought in it was the sour Life of the Party one. This one, the Dubs, and something else, and maybe it's because I left a 4-pack at the brewery for when we did our beer karma drinking stuff, and maybe somebody else ended up drinking that one then.
Well,
or Nigel took it.
Anyway,
cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Eat it. It smells like a golden ale.
It does. It smells good.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a, malty forward. Not a lot of hot bitterness on the nose.
No, that's an easy drinking beer. And it's right at 5%. So it's very solid.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good beer.
I feel like there's some am I getting like bubble gum or fruit? Like what's?
I'm definitely getting like the fruit, but bubble gum for me it has to be like very pronounced.
Yeah.
For me to really get it, like Mousetrap. Whenever we do Mousetrap at the brewery, definitely bubble gum.
Yeah.
On that one.
So that's solid. Dig it.
All right. Have you come up with anything lately that you wanted to talk about?
Oh man, I don't know. I should probably start bringing my laptop.
Yeah, I know we talked about that recent episode.
Not really.
Obviously I save tons of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes at nauseum. So here's kind of like a sports thing. I was looking at some cornhole jerseys and I was buying one and it's like, hey, do you want a number on it? I'm just like, yeah, what number should I go with though? So
69.
I thought about that, but I was also comparing to another local group, and they had a thing where they published all the players for the cornhole team and their numbers and stuff. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll kind of go reference off of that, right? And try to if I ever end up, because I've been playing a little bit more cornhole myself, and if I get asked to be on the team, I don't want to have to try and figure out a whole nother number.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let me just try and figure out a number. So as doing research, I came across a couple things. One of them is from Pro Football Hall of Fame, and it says Hall of Famers by jersey number.
Ooh, okay.
It's a long ass list.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously multiple people in multiple, things. But there was another thing I came across. See if I can find it.
I guess that random stat: the Chicago Bears have the most players in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And the second team, Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, and I saw that at the beginning of the game where they were talking about that. So I actually came across on MLB, they have something similar, but they did a cool little chart. And it's saying and it wasn't based off of Hall of Fame or anything. It was most productive uniform numbers
Ooh, I bet it's got to be in the 50s, right?
by rank. Well, no, like they literally go like 0 through.
Okay, gotcha.
But they go off of, okay, what's been the highest productive number, or what number has been the most productive?
I'm gonna say 58 or like 54.
Well, so this is baseball.
Oh, okay.
So,
Never mind.
Like I said, I switched over to baseball.
I'm gonna say like maybe 22, 16.
I will say 22 is in the top 20. 16 is also in the top 20.
Wow. So number one is number one.
No, that is actually number 19.
Let's see it. Let me try to guess a top 5.
There was
here.
a famous
Royal. Fuck. Is it a Bo?
No, you said 16. That Bo was 16.
Bo was 16?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like the fucking what's Jackie Robinson's number? He's the most famous number of all time, right? Is he 32?
He was 42.
42.
But that number's been retired by
right.
every team.
No one can play 42.
So that number actually is ranked
that if that's not
51.
Really? That's robbery.
But you got to think, nobody's really used that number in how long now?
But still, like the historical impact of that number.
So, but think like George Brett.
I don't.
You don't remember what number George Brett was?
35? I don't know.
He was 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah. So 5 is number 1.
Really?
For being the most productive number.
Really?
Yes. Followed by 6 and 7. And then it goes 11, 24, 21, 15, 25, 4, and 10.
That's so weird.
Are in the top 10. And so they do include 0 and 00. But 0 is literally like 68. 00 is
69.
No. 69 is 72.
That doesn't make sense.
And 69, let me see where it
is 72.
No.
The
hell is it?
Dude, I love this cat so much.
Yeah, another.
She's so fucking cool.
Layla's super dope. Oh, 69 is literally like 99/100. You know what the lowest productive numbers are?
99?
No, it's a tie for 78 and 87. 99 is actually, I thought it was pretty high, but oh yeah, it was 62. 62 is the 61st. It's like I should have looked at this. Like, what number, like, literally is ranked? It's the same number. Yeah. But I was coming across that. So like, I ended up going with like 19. I had 19 put on that jersey.
Yeah.
So yeah. And that was in correlation of like Jen's like, well, what about like the first date we went on? Like that was the 19th. I'm like, you know what? Perfect.
Sure.
Works. It works for me. Because like I thought about like 58.
Yeah.
And because of Derek Thomas.
Yeah.
78 because I had a player in MLS that I really liked, and his number was 78. There was a bunch of other numbers I thought about that were taken for other references.
Yeah.
And then literally the other night I was trying to go to sleep, and this is where my brain went. I totaled up the the number correlating to each letter of my last name. I'm like, that would have been a good number too.
What number was that?
I think it was like 42 or 43 or something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm just like, of course I would think about that. And that would make a funny story. Like, oh yeah, how did you come up with this number? I'm like, oh, it's the subtotal of my name.
What? No one thinks like that.
I do. So here we are.
Oh, that was pretty close.
We're just gonna keep freaking You're gonna bounce, and I'm just gonna hit it just to do a comparison.
Hold on, play it one more time. Okay.
Meanwhile, we're listening to like Mario Party music.
This is like
Mario Paint.
Oh, dude, I
You
loved
remember
Mario Paint.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
that was so much fun.
The name of this song is
Mario Paint.
Drifting Away in simple. I'm gonna guess the rest of that. It says conversation.
And simple.
Well, it says in simple CONV ...
Maybe simple controversy.
There wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been CONV.
I don't know. Brian.
Conveyor ship.
Conveyor belt. I don't know. Contentiousness.
Convolutedness.
Oh, that's a good word.
And that starts with CONV.
Yeah.
Something else.
Convoy.
Jesus Christ. All right, Conway.
No.
Oh, I thought you were
Convoy.
trying to do the Conway Tweety song.
Oh, probably.
What
was that?
Not that. Something else that just happened over this past weekend was the Tyson and Paul fight.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, it was correct. People came in and said, like, oh, did you see it? I'm like, did anybody see it?
Did anyone watch it? Because Netflix apparently can't do live streaming.
Well, I had one of my Facebook friends there posted, like, can you imagine if Netflix was doing football games? I'm like,
oh my God.
You mean when they're going to be doing football games? I'm like,
next year, fucking put a mark on it. It's going to happen.
It's this year.
Oh, it is?
Christmas Day. They have 2 games.
Oh,
the Chiefs in Pittsburgh is one of them.
God damn it, man.
And I think Ravens and somebody else is the other one.
Wow.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. What are they going to do for ads? Or like in between, plays.
Whatever Amazon Prime does.
I mean, I guess.
They still have ads.
Start promoting all their other
series. I never watch Thursday night games because they suck.
And I'm usually busy on Thursday night.
Yeah, and
I'm running cornhole on Thursday,
yeah.
so like I never get to see it.
I feel like I've watched one like prime Thursday night game this year. Half of one maybe.
I haven't even done that just because again, like I've been busy.
Yeah.
Like I think there was one Thursday I wasn't running cornhole and I was in the brewery, and so we had it on, but like I didn't really pay attention to it because I was working still. So I did come across a couple funny things though. It says, wins in AT&T Stadium this season. Jake Paul 1. Dallas Cowboys 0.
Dude, they're so bad.
There's so many damn memes now. Like I literally came across as like, oh yeah, Jake Paul is now challenging Jimmy Carter at 100 to fight. Then I saw like, who else did I see? It was Blue from Old School.
Oh yeah,
because he talked about he was a boxer in the Navy. There was another one. It was challenging Chuck Norris.
Wow, he would definitely lose to Chuck Norris.
Yeah, like just don't even show up, dude. I think the real serious one is going to be Conor McGregor. And that one, like, I'm not a huge Conor McGregor fan.
I used to be a fan of his, like
he's just very, like kind of dickish.
Well, that's why I loved his arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he spelled his name the right way, and he's Irish, so like, there's that.
God awful freaking whiskey though.
Oh, dude,
Proper 12 is.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's so improper.
It's so bad.
There was another one, like, this is how ridiculous some of the stuff. It says, Jake Paul has challenged Master Yoshi, age 300, to a boxing match. And if you don't know who Master Yoshi is, or it's Roshi or whatever, it's from Dragon Ball Z.
Well, I loved, like, I saw one where it's just like, his next opponent is going to be Muhammad Ali's corpse.
I saw that too. It was Jake Paul, and they were showing the scene from Deadpool 3 where he buries or he digs up Old Man Logan, who's now just a skeleton. It showed him negotiating, doing the whole jaw thing.
Nah, so we had. I feel like you maybe were a part of this conversation at the brewery, but what I noticed about that fight was coming home that night and seeing how many people were having watch parties.
Yeah.
Which is something I haven't seen for a boxing match.
Well, because
in my entire life,
even UFC stuff was big at that for a while, but now there's so many of them that people just got away from it.
Like, in the golden day of UFC, I was,
the whole pay-per-view thing.
I was like 19 years old.
Yeah.
And like we would go, my brother, my buddies, we would go to a place to watch a match.
Yeah.
And it was a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
But now. So what
UFC's not what it used to be.
No, but I think
they just did what was it, John Jones? I'm like, that dude's still fighting? Dear Lord.
What I think this fight has done was reintroduce boxing to a younger generation.
Yeah. And I think that was smart on Netflix's part.
And I think in my heart of hearts that it's going to help the sport as long as Jake Paul can actually fight someone worth a fucking damn.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to give it to, so he won that fight, and a lot of people were pissed about that. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like Tyson's he's like, 6 months ago, I was almost dead.
Yeah, he had to get a fucking blood transfusion, man.
And to come back and be strong enough to withstand
that. Yeah.
And he threw some good punches, because there was a couple things I saw later. I was talking about this is the moment when Tyson realized, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to kick his ass so I can get paid.
Yeah.
Because literally he just threw a jab and Paul had no reaction to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because he didn't see it coming. And yet he stumbled. And then somebody pointed out yesterday, I was at the brewery and they were talking about how Tyson used to use he'd drop that shoulder and throw that kind of shadow punch.
Yeah.
But then hit you with the jab as well.
Yeah.
He did that, and Paul, literally, did the don't hit me freaking move because he thought that,
I don't know about that fight, dude. I think everyone got fleeced.
Oh, yeah. There was, tickets that were ringside, literally attached to the ring. It was, $2 million tickets, and somebody bought them.
They've got fuck you money, that's why.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That wouldn't be you or I.
I don't know. I barely have, I need a new car money.
I barely got, I need new jeans money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my truck has been giving me some concerns. And at this point, I'm just I feel like I'm going to be putting a lot of money into trying to fix it. And it's paid off. But I'm I feel like I just need to get a newer vehicle.
Well, so as of today, my car is paid off.
Nice. Enjoy that extra, couple $100 each month.
I won't because my insurance has gone up $40 in the past 8 months.
Jesus.
Because I own a Kia. It's been the same price for 5 years, and then in 6 months it skyrocketed
just because
$40.
Goddamn Kia boys!
It's almost $200 a month for my insurance.
Jeez.
No accidents, no tickets, no nothing.
And meanwhile, I'm paying for my car, both my kids. I mean, granted, we just have liability on the boys' cars.
Fuck this goddamn car.
I'm still paying basically for my ex's car too, just because of part of our agreement and whatnot. And eventually, that'll drop off.
Yeah.
But I'm paying a little over $500 a month.
Goddamn.
For 5 cars, 4 cars. 4 cars, yeah.
I just fuck Progressive. Fuck you, Flo.
God damn it, Flo. And see, I always use Progressive. When I had my motorcycle, I would hold different insurance because it was actually cheaper for me to get a different insurance company for my motorcycle than to add it to my typical car insurance. So I don't know if you're familiar, some more Mike Tyson stuff though. You remember, Dude Dad?
No.
Yeah, I bet if you saw some of the stuff, you would recognize him. But
okay.
Dude Dad, he's an internet creator as well.
Okay.
And, he lives out in Colorado now, and he does stuff with his wife and his kids, and he just did a huge house expansion. But he occasionally just posts random things too, and he says, put a Texas Roadhouse rule on the line, and my kids will give you a better fight than Tyson and Paul just did.
I'm so glad I did not watch that fight.
I saw another thing. It was saying that the Netflix servers fought harder than Mike Tyson. And it was going back to a picture I'm looking at. It's the Netflix envelope with the DVD, and it says the Paul versus Tyson.
Yeah. I saw you share that. I hope it's in 480p.
Yeah, hopefully it's at least a 480. And I mean, there's nice. So many freaking jokes from it. Literally, current quality stream of the game was from Mike Tyson's Super Knockout or whatever it was. The game,
Yeah.
That was better. But
Mike Tyson Mysteries was better than that shit.
Oh,
That's a good show. It had Norm Macdonald on there, man. That was a good show.
was it? I mean, Mike Tyson's done some because one of the other things I shared the other day was the video he did with Wayne Brady and Bobby Brown, where they redid the Every Little Step video. That was
He's hilarious, dude.
He really is, yeah. And I mean, good on him for because he got paid a lot of money. Obviously, Paul got
$20 million.
Paul got paid more, but
He got 40. Mike got 20.
Well, and I saw something literally Paul was pretty much in control of the whole thing anyway, because it was a he couldn't specifically word any contracts that he was choosing the officials, but basically he chose the officials.
Yeah.
Yes. They had the rules set in place that knockouts were allowed, but that if Tyson knocked him out in the first round, he pretty much got nothing.
Yeah.
Got no money. It's God.
Well,
dang.
so he had to. Did he have to pay Mike more that they went the whole 8 or whatever?
I think
rounds?
and if they went the whole round, then
he had to give Mike Tyson more money.
Yeah.
For that.
So if Mike Mike made the most amount of money he could have made, and it's because he went the whole round.
Yeah.
He probably would have actually made less money
if he knocked him out.
Even if he went the whole round and then won.
Yeah.
He probably made more money by losing.
Yeah, man. That's why I just man, I don't know about the legitimacy of this.
And that's been part of the issue with boxing and that's why I think boxing kind of died, because it was beginning to this point where it's just everything was about money.
Yeah.
And at least I think that's where UFC is still nice, where it's okay, not everything's about fucking money.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Because I mean, what was the? I'm trying to remember, when McGregor fought Floyd.
Yeah.
There was so much money on the line.
Yeah, and that's just one of those fucking money fight things.
It's the only people that lose are the viewers, because regardless of who wins, I feel like it's kind of set up from the get-go.
Oh yeah, and I agree with that, and we've kind of talked about that before as well. That I think everybody pretty much knew how it was going to go, but really was hoping that Tyson would just knock him out.
I wanted him to
just knock his.
I wanted him to paint the floor with his blood.
It would have been funny, Tyson just be you know what? Yeah, I signed his contract, but what America wants is me to knock your ass out. So here we go.
You see all the the practicing videos of Mike, and I'm just this guy, he clearly was honing it in.
Oh yeah,
for a paycheck.
And but he didn't fight you see all the training videos.
Yeah. In those training videos, he was Iron Mike. He was out for blood.
Yeah, and that's one of those things we talked about. He was rusty, but you just go back into training mode, and he just snapped it in and freaking win.
But what I've seen consistently, and that I agree with 100%, is for Jake Paul, regardless, it was lose-lose. If you win, you beat a 58-year-old man.
Oh, yeah.
If you lost to a 58-year-old man. You're not winning.
Yeah.
At all. Your brand is losing because you beat up someone who was retired, and that's why I don't like Jake Paul.
When I saw a whole thing the associations suspended them now, it's I don't think Mike Tyson really gives a shit if
Did you see the interview he gave with that girl? And she's like, "What do you think about your legacy?" He's just legacy's a word, and at the end, we're all gonna die, and if I die, then I'm dead. And like this is like a 12-year-old girl, and he just like doesn't give a shit. It's like Mike Tyson, just saying Mike Tyson shit, and I loved it so much.
Yeah, Tyson being Tyson.
And people were just like, "Oh my god, why would you say that to this girl, to this child who's giving it?"
Because
Like,
he's keeping it real.
yeah.
So, well, there we are. Man,
God.
there was so much more, so much stuff I wanted to talk about. But like, I'm trying to keep this one down to a certain amount of time. And like,
I know.
hell, we're already almost up to an hour.
I know.
It's like, I mean, you know, time flies. When
Time flies when you're having fun.
when you're a podcast in production. So again, obviously, huge shout out to the followers and those that listen to us that we don't even know who they are, and then obviously the subscribers. We're up to 4 subscribers now, so shout out to Chad, Ellie, and Miranda, and Jen. Appreciate you guys all throwing support our way.
Faux show.
First show. Definitely, now we're to the point where it's like, okay, not paying out of pocket for this show.
Yeah, it's all covered now.
So yeah, and now the goal is to get some more people and grow the show even more. And but we're gonna wrap this up and go record a vidya.
I'm gonna keep playing with the kitty cat.
Yeah, that cat's got claws.
I know, so do mine's.
Yeah, I most of my cats have not had claws.
Hey man, don't declaw cats.
I haven't had a cat
cruelty.
in years now.
That is animal cruelty.
I haven't had a cat in years now though. I mean, and like, yeah, her having her claws is good because she does go outside a lot, too.
I love this cat, dude.
Yeah, no,
I fucking
Layla's
love
super
this cat.
cool. Yeah, I just wish she'd quit bringing litter up on my desk.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, she's getting feisty. So, yeah, make sure you go like and subscribe to us. Follow us
share.
on Instagram and YouTube and
the Book of Faces.
The Facey Spacies, because all the stuff all our reels gets uploaded to Instagram or to Facebook as well.
Yeah.
So, make sure you go give us.
Still not on TikTok. Still not on Threads.
No, we're not doing the TikToks or the Threads. I think I have it set to where like anything I post something on my Instagram, it posts the Threads, but I'm like, whatever. It's not like I'm going to become internet famous on Threads.
Yeah, both people will see it on Threads.
You know what? I really need everybody to go like us on Google Plus.
Oh, we don't have a Zynga?
Friendster. MySpace. Make sure you put us in the top 8 for your MySpace.
Yeah. If we're not in the top 8 on your MySpace friend page,
then what are you doing?
Yeah. Can't be friends with you.
All right. Anyway, we'll leave on that note, and we'll do better next time. I've been Brian.
I've been Connor.
And this is Poor Decisions, and we'll talk at you next time.
Peace.
Cheers.